Good evening. Let's start our midweek edition of sports with a recap of Day 3 at the Commonwealth Games in New Delhi, India. We started the pool this evening with the Fraser brothers. Shaune and Brett race in the 100 meters freestyle. Let's take a look now at Brett's swim in the event's first round. Racing in lane 2, Brett finishes 4th in 50.21 seconds. That race was won by South African Gideon Lowe in 49.24. Brett swimming out of lane 2. Brett's effort was good enough to earn him a semi-final berth. He's at the top of the screen in the second lane from the top. His brother Shaune also had a solid opening swim, clocking 49.93, tying him for second in that event. He also moved on to the next round. In the final round of 16, the semis of the 100 meters free, later on in the day, the Fraser brothers found the going rough. Brett finishes 7th in his race in 50.34 seconds, marginally slower than his morning swim, while Shaune finishes 6th in 50.15. Good efforts nonetheless, but both missing spots in tomorrow's final. But they'll be back in the pool, Shaune for the 100 meters butterfly and Brett for the 100 meters backstroke. Also today, Tori Flowers competes in her second event, the 800 meters freestyle, finishing 6th in the grueling long distance swim, 9 minutes 49.86 seconds her time. Sprinter Robert Ibeh was the first athlete on the track today in the opening of track and field competition. He finished 5th in his heat of the 100 meters for men in 11.06 seconds. Highlights of today's action from New Delhi come your way after the conversation tonight on Cayman 27. New Delhi highlights coming on at 8. To some football news now, and the national football team has its toughest test of the Caribbean Cup tonight. Carl Brown and his men face an undefeated Puerto Rico team in their final matchup of the opening round. Cayman needs to win against the seasoned Puerto Ricans to ensure their spot in the next round. Now to a major international football story. Another English Premier League side is poised to have American ownership, according to several news agencies today. New England Sports Ventures, the same group that owns the Boston Red Sox baseball team, has made a bid to buy the club. But that bid is being challenged by the team's current owners, who are tied up in a legal battle with the club's top brass. The American owners have offered more than £300 million for the ownership of the 18 times Premier League champions Liverpool. From that football to flag football, coming into the playoffs with the best regular season record doesn't guarantee you a title or even a spot in the final. The Flag Football League's best men's team, the Calabash Soldiers, found that out last Saturday evening at the Ibeh Sports Centre in West Bay. Facing the spunky Burger King Panthers, there they are, the Soldiers suffer a heartbreaking 20-19 loss, thanks mainly to this man, Ryan Smith, who had a monster game running in for a touchdown there. On the last drive, the Soldiers quarterback, Glenn Duran, hooks up with one of his receivers to keep his team in the game. But going for the 2-point conversion wasn't wise. The Soldiers come up short after the Panthers made a strong defensive play, setting up their victory on a spot in the final. They face the perennial champions, the Hellcats, in Saturday's final. The Hellcats outplayed Doghouse 13-0 in a rematch of last season's final. Veteran quarterback Freco Ebanks was solid once again, leading his team to the 13-0 shutout. It was also the stifling Hellcats D that gave Bulldogs quarterback Johnny Mack nightmares. The Hellcats and Panthers clash at 4 on Saturday at the Ibeh Sports Centre. Prior to that, a new women's champion will be crowned. After last year's winners, Walker's Wonders, lost in the semis. Saturday's final has Bobeth O'Garrow and the Lady Pirates against the tricky Jaeger Monsters. Game time is 2:30. And before we go this evening, some rugby news. The Omni Sharks have made a strong start to the new Rugby 7 season. Check out this run by some of the young players. After round 1, the Sharks have 20 points after meeting the Omni Knackers in the opening fixture last Saturday at the South Song Rugby pitch. Speed to burn. 12 games were played on the opening day of competition in the Premier, Social and Ladies division.